Good morning from the beach. This is your third daily DeFi harvest. Let's see how we're doing. It looks like today we have two positions out of range because onto my regular first screen, Bitcoin's up. Sweet. 115. ETH is up. Good. 45. Great. So long term, my goal is to collect as many Bitcoins and as many ETH as I possibly can. So long term, that's good. Short term, however, that's not so good. So we are out of range on two of our positions here. And well, let's get things organized before we and harvested before we figure out what we're going to do. My general rule is let things slide for a day or two to see whether things are in range. But normally I keep a 5% range on ETH, and I was, I think, originally at a 3% range on Bitcoin. So we'll have a look at those. But first, let's do the usual thing. Plug in the magic hardware wallet. Make a couple of clicks. A couple more clicks. And we're in. Okay. So let's do some tracking first. We're at 67,585. 67,585. We have made 222.79. Great. And we'll put the price of Bitcoin and ETH in. 115, 154. I can't type. Hello? 155. See, now I've forgotten. ADD sucks, guys. It really does. 115, 154. And 45.36. So once again, ETH has outpaced the growth of Bitcoin, and we are above 15%. So today we will be making, or we will harvest into Bitcoin, same as every day, almost. People are saying, we will see, that ETH is likely to outperform Bitcoin for the next little while. Whether it continues to do so, I don't know. My goal, as I've stated, is 85% Bitcoin, 15% ETH. And, well, we're going to keep on that track until the market tells us otherwise. So, 222.80. Let's do a quick harvest. So we want to go into CBBTC. I will remember to sign quickly instead of making you guys wait. Great, we're done part one. Number two, Arrow has done well for us today. I think I mentioned this before. Arrow is my high risk, high return position. Everybody should have one of them. And I believe that because I'm using Aerodrome on one of my positions, I used to use them for all of my positions. It's going to continue to get use. So if it gets use, that means they're going to make money, and that means I can profit from people doing exactly what I do, which is making Aerodrome emissions every day and switching them into their long-term holdings. Long-term Aerodrome, in my mind, is nothing but a shitcoin, as they say. So long-term, I originally thought I was going to keep 1,000 or 2,000 of them just to see what happened, but then it went back down again. It went back up again. So there's really too much volatility for my personal tastes, keeping it in my long-term bag. So I'm just going to stick with my Bitcoin, ETH, and maybe Solana if I get around to that at some point. So we're going to harvest again into CBBTC. And sign. And complete. Didn't make much on this today, did I? Must have been out of range for most of the day. And sign. And the last position, ETH versus CVBTC. Oh, only 6 cents, that's nice. Getting used to that 20-30 cent kind of range lately. Uh-oh, this one's taking its time. It's probably going to fail. Yep, it failed, so we do it again. Not exactly sure why things get stuck, but we'll refresh the page and we'll try again. Harvest into CVBTC. And approve. And maybe we'll be more lucky this time. There we go. So everything is harvested. We'll flip over onto Aave. One thing to check, if you borrow Go, which is Aave's version of a stablecoin, they will give you a little bit of a bonus now and then. And you have to remember to click this button here and click on the link. So we are not ready yet. So I have borrowed 52,000 and theoretically they're going to give me 2% as a bonus on that. They have done it before. They said they were going to do it on the other side, on the supply side, but I never managed to get any bonuses on the other side. So take this with a grain of salt. Sometimes they'll pay you what they say they're going to pay you, and sometimes weird things happen. So anyway, we are not ready for this. Looks like September 22nd is the next time that this is going to be finished. So I will try to remember that once a week, and hey, an extra $50 never hurt anybody, right? So there we go. We have CVBTC. First I'll check to make sure, yeah, we still have $28 of ETH. That's enough to keep things going for gas. So we'll supply the maximum of this. And approve. See, again, we're back down to less than 1 cent for Aave, and we're still spending many multiples of that on VFAT. Don't know why, just confuses me. And yes, I did forget to limit the transaction amount. That sucks. But for some reason it says I have to approve twice, and I don't know why. We did that yesterday, didn't we? We have to approve twice. You know what? I'm going to cancel this, and then I'm going to remember to actually limit the spending cap. 0.002. slightly above the balance. And this time I will approve. And now we can supply. And we'll sign that, and we should be done. Okay, we are done. So let's update our chart, our spreadsheet. So I'll grab the max here to get daily values. And we'll do the same thing for Bitcoin. 1097. And we put the price in, we put the amount in, and the only thing we haven't done is the loan. 52,327, call it. 52,327. All right, there we are. Daily done. We're up to, well, let's check it on the chart. Should be accurate now. So we are at 166. Awesome, we're getting there. 174 is the top. We're slowly climbing our way back up. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll get there. The way Bitcoin works, maybe by tomorrow. Let's see. So we're done with this. Let's head back over to VFAT and figure out what's left to do. So because this is over at the top of our range here, we can, what they call on Crypto Labs research, a snuggle rebalance. So I like to keep this around 5%. I extended it to 7% before we started doing these videos to catch the downside, and so now I can tighten it back up. And when you have a tighter range, you stay in range longer, shorter, but you make more money while you're there. So it's a balancing act. Now we are heading into the weekend. It is Friday, and things have a tendency to sort of go down in volume and sometimes in price as well over the weekends. So I'm torn. Do I do it? Do I not do it? Do I break my 24-hour rule? Yeah, probably. Just for the sake of doing this video, let's do that today. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go into the rebalance tab here. I don't want to go into the middle because then I will be buying at an average price of, what's this, 45.62. I don't want to do that. What I want to do is I want to go down where I'm buying not very much, where I'm mostly buying, or where I'm mostly supplying my existing USD, because that's what I have in the bank right now. It's all converted into USD. When it goes to the top of the range, that's what happens. When it goes to the bottom of the range, you are all into the token. So here we are. This will go from a 7% range that is out of range right now to a 5% that is in range. And we can just rebalance by clicking the magic rebalance button. Let's see what it wants to do. So before we do this, let's have a look. So we are going to remove our 23,000 of USD. I want to take 3,000 of that and turn that into wrapped ETH. It's going to cost us 0%, which is good. So we're going to end up adding back everything. 24, 23. Sometimes you end up with extra cash in your account, which confuses things, but it looks like this one is going to work correctly. So we can confirm this. And we'll see what happens. So that you, as you can see, I ended up with $4.41 of USD. Not a big deal. Sometimes you end up with $1,000 or $2,000, or in this case 10 or 20% of your transaction, and the money that you have on deposit with VFAT has gone down by that amount, and you're very confused. So you have to go back and look in your wallet and see if you ended up with tokens that you didn't expect to. It happens. It has happened to me 3 or 4 times, and it's given me cause for pause. All right, so let's wait for this to refresh. With Bitcoin, I'm tempted to not touch this one, just to see what happens. Let's have a look at the chart, the way it's looking right now. So Bitcoin, it's probably, it went up, but it's coming back down again, and we have the weekend coming up. So I'm just going to leave this as it is for now. Let's see how we are. Tomorrow we'll probably be back in range, but you never know. Bitcoin can pump. So if Bitcoin pumps and you end up not making any money from your positions because you're out of range, that's what people like to call an impermanent loss. Because of the way I've invested everything in Aave, and I've taken a loan against USD, if the value of Bitcoin goes up, I'm still making money. So that doesn't really give me any problems. I would like to make more of the cash flow and then be able to use that to buy more Bitcoin. But hey, it's not the end of the world. You're not losing money. This impermanent loss is, to me, less of a worry than people make it out to be. Anyway, let's have a look. Has this refreshed? It has. So we're now back in a 5% pool, and we're projected to make $115 over the next day. I can deal with that. I don't know about you, but $100 is $100. Anyway, that is what I think I'm going to get around to doing today. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you're making money like I am. Have a good one. Cheers.